Where were you when I was crying in the dark? Where were you when I needed you the most? Where were you? Where did you go when you strayed from your path of your true hidden life with my crimes? Where were you when I covered my father's God's feet with the very tears of the willow brooks that have dried up for the sake of my peace? Where were you when I needed you the most? Where were you all those nights that I texted you and you never replied? Where were you when I cried out in a loud voice to my God when you left me in the darkness to fight these battles of this unseen alone? Where were you when I needed you to be my right as I am your left? Where were you when my heart broke in the night of the coldness of the dark? Where were you when these vile men were around instead of protecting and defending me? Where were you? You were supposed to be my safe place in the sake of my peace, of my mind, of my whole heart. Where were you when I needed you? Where were you when I walked the dangerous path so long? In the dark, so unknown. Where were you when I cried to you in your arms, barely able to talk about all the things that had happened to me? Where were you when my blood dripped from my head and hit the ground? Where were you when the blood dripped from my very body and soul upon these grounds? Then you ask yourself why I'm feeling this anger and this jealousy of this anxiety that you caused. Where were you when I was in the darkest time of my saddest moments, when I went to my Father God? Where were you when I had to fight with my very hands, fighting off these very enemies that had surrounded me, of these vile hardened hearts of these men? I used to believe in everything and everybody. Now I see why my father's so mad at mankind. Everything Father said that would come to pass, I have witnessed to with my very eyes. Just as my destiny shall come to be, my father went between chief priest of the high cornerstone, protected me and loved me when they and the builders rejected me. Where were you when I needed you? You were supposed to be the one to protect me, like the security around the very stones of thy walls. Where were you? You were busy loving somebody else. Thought I didn't know, for Father hides nothing from me and nothing from my eyes, for my eyes are of godly wisdom of God himself.
Since you left me with not one.
Where were you
to focus
when my heart broke in the middle of the night, laying upon the flocks and fields? The night that I died, where were you as 12 apostles laid their hands upon my very body and soul and brought me back, awakened me and my love at a appointed time, like the silver so refined of my glittering wings that glow like silver itself, glowing like a glittering canopy of my soul that sings out calling you home. Even of you knowing you're right and wrong enough to know you still understood and were not blinded, for nothing covered your very eyes. Where were you when I needed you to be the man and stand strong of the fields of the farmhouse? Where were you? Where were you? You were sitting back and watching as I fell down to my knees, cried to my God and went to Father asking, why am I here? Where were you all the nights I questioned myself asking, am I worthy of this life? Or should I just end it now? Where were you all those nights I cried in the dungeon of the basement, walls and ceilings, praying to my Father, asking Him to deliver and redeem me and set me free? Where were you? You sat back and watched me bleed, and still I forgave you and rised up to thy battlefield in a weakened state. When they first awoke in me, where were you when I sent the letter out to come to Jerusalem? Where were you? Where are you now that my heart is breaking even more? 'Cause it feels so lonely on this road. You left me and ghosted me in the very time that I needed you the most. Didn't even think twice as you chose another over your first love. But you stand and say you keep thy promise to my forefathers. Where are you? You know the truth of me, and yet you still continue to hide yourself. Take good courage instead of wanting and pursue thy love. For love is not a game of dice. Love that's so true, undeniably, undoubtedly of thy true heart within, like the tattoo behind my heart. Where were you when I needed you just to hold me and tell me everything's gonna be okay? You were too busy building a wealth that doesn't last, only but a mere second. Too busy surrounded by the friends of thy crowd, friends of the whole earthly sphere. You chose your wealth over me. Where were you? You let your heart hearts become lustful, fall into the flesh and temptation, and pray to God, let the temptation don't take control of you. Lusting for greed of wealth instead of thy true love. Where were you? All those tears I cried in the bottles upon thy river banks. Where were you? So I sought and seeked a godly love instead. Godly wisdom and knowledge of rising up to my destiny that my Father had planned for me and written long before any of this. Long ago in the book of destiny it said, so many fell, so read Dead Sea Scrolls.
No, I've watched it 30 times with Brazil. The color's still vibrant for late.
Zealous manifolds read were some of the best. For brethren, Paul told me of all the different manifolds of these scrolls. Showed me thy way to thy path that I walk. Just as he has taught all of us who ate the same spiritual bread of the spiritual knowledge of thy wisdom within upon thy land.
Places that we can only dream of before. Through your support, you're independence to those who need it most.
Where were you when my heart couldn't take it no more? Where were you when I laid in the hospital bed? Where were you all those times I almost died? After dying, being brought back, lifted from the graves, my Father God, I praise and exalt his name, for he saved me from thy foes of the enemy's hand. Lifted me up and caused my smile and joy to come back in every way, in shape and form. Brought the brightness of the light back to my skies as I shine so bright. Like the morning star, I rise with my Father God. I pray for those who persecute me, or pray on my very downfall, who seek to inspire and inquire of my life. All these reflective memories of all the things that I went through. Know this and know for a fact so clearly, the old me is dead and gone. I am changed in the godly wisdom of thy full spiritual rectitude. I carried and lifted up thy cross for my Father's sake of thy name, shining forth the light of an unselfish love of forgiveness, piety and mercy of my Father that you so didn't deserve. I shall continue on forever and evermore. The offspring of Zion, I rise for my people, God.